short run out against Heriot tonight. How did you find that?
Really good. I thought they really fronted up. Their attitude was outstanding. After a long day and a half trying to get up to Edinburgh from London, lots of good stories. So really good for bonding. But this was one of the main reasons that we're here in this lovely city of Edinburgh at 26 degrees, is to build on our rugby. And the guys really fronted up, which was fantastic.
You saw some stuff obviously on Saturday against Blackheath that perhaps was a tad concerning after the result. Do you feel after tonight that might have been corrected slightly as well?
You don't win any points in pre-season, I've learnt over the years, so
yeah.
It's always positive. So we take a lot of good things out of Blackheath, stuff we have to work on. Created an awful lot. I thought our line out drive was very, very good. But yeah, a lot of individuals made mistakes. It's their first game, so that's fine. Individual errors is our job as coaches to make them better. So it's really about just narrowing those a little bit and looking at where we play. We wanted to try certain things during the game. Some worked. You know, I think we were disappointed as a group with our defence, letting through a couple of pretty soft tries. But again, that can be fixed. So yeah, it's just building along. A few guys are injured, coming back from injury, so giving a real good opportunity to a lot of young. I think it was 18 lads against Blackheath with 21 or under. It's a pretty young group.
After tonight, we've got about 10 days or so until Saracens. That'll be another pretty large test, I imagine.
Who organised that one? Yeah, no, it's a great test, and you know, we'll take a lot out of that game, whatever happens. I know they played them a few years ago, and it was pretty tough. But that's what you learn from, and we're playing on a Thursday, so we'll have another 11 days before we play Nottingham on the following Sunday. So a lot of learning to be done there. You know, we'll look at certain parts of our game to try and work on, and there'll be a few players that'll be coming back from injury. We'll get an opportunity to play in that game. So it's pre-season. You know, you don't win or lose anything. It's how you just build for that first league game.
You mentioned the players getting up here. They're on a slightly tight budget, and then a couple of days during the festival to enjoy themselves. Just tell us a bit about the kind of reasoning behind the trip.
Well, yeah, it's 22 new players, so it was really important from the coaches, from the management point of view, that they came together. Yeah, we're not flush, so Rod keeps telling me, so we had to try and do it on the cheap. So we put them up into groups of 4, mixed the groups up. You know, a Scottish guy, a new guy, an old guy. We had to make sure the groups were right. Gave them 50 quid each per group, and they had 12 hours to get up to Edinburgh from London any way they could. There's been some great stories already, different ways of how they managed to get up. Played this game, met here at 6 o'clock, played the game against Heriot, which was very beneficial. Have a couple of beers and a bit of food with the locals here. Get that connection with Scottish rugby going. Then, don't know whether you've had a look at the tent over there, but that's where you're staying, Ollie, I think, aren't you? You're staying there tonight, son?
Happy days, I can't wait.
Well done. A nice big army tent. The boys are going to be staying in tonight, roughing it. But they'll go out and explore Edinburgh a bit. You know, we're right in the middle of the festival, which is, 2 million people in Edinburgh. It'll be fun for them tonight. Come back during the night, I'm sure. And then we've got bacon rolls and tea and coffee organised tomorrow morning here at 8 o'clock, maybe slightly later for them. Then we're going to walk up Arthur's Seat and clear the heads, and then give them a few hours until about 3 o'clock to explore Edinburgh again, the Royal Mile and all that, and then back on the bus and back to London, and Thursday off, and then 2 very hard days, Friday, Saturday.
Yep, and just finally, I know we've joked about the kind of Scottish connection, the trip up here, but how important do you find, as director of rugby, with the link with the SIU, it's really important to stay connected with traditional clubs like Heriot's, etc., and just show the boys being around here and just enjoying themselves as well. Yeah, well, you look at there's some people turned up to watch this training game. Yeah. It's ridiculous, and the number of people that I've had call me and say, well, that's really great, look at the London Scottish coming up here, making the effort, look at the club. Heriot's have been fantastic. Providing so much. They're putting the food on for us tonight. They're playing a game on Friday, but they still wanted to go ahead with this, and I think the interaction is really important. And London Scottish is part of Scottish rugby, so it's important that we educate the London Scottish players on that, and at the same time they do feel part of it, and it's a pathway for players and coaches, and we want Scottish players to recognise that, and if they're good enough, if they get an opportunity to come down to London and play in what is a pretty demanding competition, the Championship. Hugh, a training session against Heriot tonight, your old side from last year. How did you find that?
Yeah, it was good. Boys all travelled up last night and today, but no, it was good to get a hit out, and it's pretty intense up there, especially with the sort of less contact. So it was really quick, but good test for both of us just to play.
Did you find after the Blackheath game on Saturday? Inbound. Did you find after the Blackheath game on Saturday, obviously that didn't quite go to plan, did you find that today there were some other avenues that we explored which were more successful? Yeah,
I don't know if it was so much didn't go to plan. I think it was obviously not the result we wanted, but sort of we came away with a lot from the match. it's pretty fragmented in the Blackheath match. But today, yeah, it was really good to sort of have a slightly smaller squad who are on for slightly longer. So yeah, no, it was good.
Yeah. Some units, so some backs work, some forwards work, and then kind of towards the end it was more full-on contact. So despite not an actual match, there was actually plenty to get out of tonight as well.
Yeah, started off with just some units and stuff like that, and then obviously went into the sort of shoulders on, which often escalates and ends up being a bit more like contact. But no, it was good, and it's good to get hit up.
Yeah, just talking about Edinburgh as a whole, it was a kind of team challenge to arrive on a fairly strict budget. How have you found that? And obviously tomorrow there's the festival on as well, so a bit of team bonding as well.
Yeah, no, it was good. We had a fairly small budget to get up each. A few of the boys have been all over the country. We were at Liverpool this morning, left at 7, so no, it was quite tough. But yeah, a bit of bonding later on, then a long coach trip back tomorrow.
Yep, and just finally, first few weeks at London Scottish obviously come down as one of the fire from the SIU. How have you found it so far?
Oh yeah, it's been great. All the boys are really welcoming. It's quite a new squad, quite a young squad as well, so sort of quite similar to all the boys. So no, it's good to get down and nice to be back up again here though.
Perfect, thank you.
Cheers.